Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are making another Eat Sweet, and this one is my absolute favorite. It's my all-time favorite, and if it's not on the Eid table, then I'm not considering it Eid because this is what I like about Eid. Like, this is the only like sweet that I really just love eating during Eid. I like all other sweets, don't get me wrong, but this one is unique. It has a very special place in my heart, and I have a lot of memories with it back in Morocco. So it's amazing. The flavors work really well together. Super easy to make, and I just highly recommend trying it because it's my favorite. So let's show you guys how to make my favorite sweet. You're going to need 4 eggs, 150 grams of regular sugar, vanilla, and 160 milliliters of oil. This is the typical Moroccan measuring cup in terms of pastries and baking. 8 grams of baking powder, and here we have cornstarch, and this depends on how much the dough needs because we need the dough to be not too dense but not too runny because we need it to be very soft. Once again, we're using Moroccan gsal, and in it we're going to put in the eggs, the sugar, the vanilla, and lastly the oil and some salt, and we're going to mix that all together. And of course we're gonna need a pinch of salt just to adjust the flavor and the sweetness. Just going to mix everything together. Once again, you can use your hands, but I'm very uncomfortable using hands, so I'm just going to whisk that. And now we're going to slowly start adding in the cornstarch. And of course I'm just going to start using a whisk, and then I'll switch to my hands when it becomes too hard to mix using the whisk. And of course we need to get the consistency right, so not too dense but not too runny, and make sure the dough is soft. We're going to just sift in the baking powder, and we're going to just keep mixing until we get a dough. So after we've formed it into a dough, this is what it looks like. Super soft, because also it doesn't have flour in it. We just used cornstarch. So now we're going to start shaping it into little balls. But make sure they're very small because we're going to bake it and it's going to grow in size. We'll also be adding to it chocolate and biscuit later on. And now I'm going to continue the same process for all of my dough. This is what it looks like. Now we're going to just bake it in the oven for at 170 degrees Celsius. But before we started rolling, we've preheated our oven to 180. Now we'll bake it at 170 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes at most. It's not going to get golden brown. You will know it's ready when it starts to expand in size, as well as like have little cracks in it. So now we just bake it for 20 minutes at 170 degrees Celsius. We took our first batch out of the oven, and as you can see, it has quite expanded in size, and which is why you should make sure that you make them small, and you also just keep quite a distance between them because they might end up sticking like some of them did. So after our sweets have cooled down really well, we left it overnight to cool down. Now to assemble everything, we're going to need wafers. Here we have vanilla wafers, and we're going to grate them because if you blend them in the food processor, the cream in them is just going to create a paste out of them. And of course we don't want that, so we're going to grate it. And here we have chocolate that we've melted over using the double boiling method. And to it, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of regular oil just to give it this a nice shiny surface, I guess, for our sweets. So after we've added the oil, we're just going to mix it really well until the oil incorporates with the chocolate. And we're also going to just grate enough wafers to coat our biscuits. So to decorate it, it's very easy. You take one and you dip it in melted chocolate and make sure it's really well covered. And then just make sure that it drips off all the excess chocolate. And then you just put it in the biscuit. And you just make sure that you coat it really well in the biscuit. And you take one of the papers or liners and you open it a little. And you just put it in there and put it in your tray, and yeah, you continue this process until you run out of the biscuit, I guess. So once again, I forgot to mention that if the chocolate is starting to harden, you can always put it back in the heat. So now I'm going to continue with the same method until I finish all of them. So this is what it looks like once the chocolate has cooled down, I guess. So you get 3 different textures. So you get the texture of the cookie slash biscuit, you get the texture of like the smoothness of the chocolate, as well as these little crunchy bits of the wafer biscuits. And this is my favorite, absolutely. So let's just try it, even though I know exactly what it looks like, what it tastes like, but let's just have one. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, like from the inside, it looks really beautiful, and the color is just amazing. And it also looks very crunchy. And be sure to use a good quality chocolate, because it could really just make or break the entire thing for you. But yeah, this is my favorite, and for a reason, because everything just really works really well together, and it creates this amazing balance of flavors. So I like the crunchiness, and then you have that hint of chocolate, which creates a depth of flavor to it. And I just highly recommend trying it because it's amazing, and this is my favorite. This brings us to the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it, and if you like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook so you guys can support me to make more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!